is Sparta!
Well. Wouldn't you know? It's 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time here in the Chris Reeve capital of the world. So, officially from coast to coast, from sea to shining sea, we're live, baby. Go ahead and Spartan kick the like button one time, especially if you're part of the replay crew.
Oh, yeah.
Do it for me. Let YouTube know that we're live, man. That is the number one way that we are going to get anybody watching right now because Metal Complex is running a giveaway. Watch the viewership dip. They're like, wait, free knives? Oh, man. Well, Rollshambo, why don't you do live stream giveaways? Well, because I have no interest in feeding the multi-account trolls. And for the last several months, I've been thinking on how can I do giveaways in a way that is fair, that guarantees that people don't have multiple accounts, or at least makes it a lot more difficult for that. So I've decided future giveaways are all going to happen on the Only Spartans Discord. So if you didn't know, now you know. What's new in the world of Rollshambo? Well, I just released a video on the brand new release, the Ramen RT Aurora. So if you're looking for new content from me, make sure to go watch that. Give it a gander if you would. I don't know. Do whatever you like. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I am going to go ahead and shout out to all the good people in the chat who are here, though. First person in, as far as I can see, welcome into Bluetooth Blades. Blue, good to see you, man. Welcome into Lone Star Talboy. Welcome into Marco Vavelski in the house. I think some people got here early. This isn't a Star Wars release. You don't have to get in line 10 hours early, I promise. Welcome into Mr. Henry G. Let's go. Laid off Pete. What's up, Pete? I'm going to try to get through as many as I can. We're going to take advantage of the fact that a lot of people are in the Metal Complex live stream, because why not? My man Ed B in the house said, did someone say ramen? If you're wondering about the title of the live stream, sometimes I just pick the most random titles because I don't know if it makes a difference if people actually look at it or if they just go, oh yeah, this person that I like watching live streams from is live. I don't know. So I was like, you know what? What's the most common question when people are like, why would you buy a knife that expensive? It's because we like Top Ramen. That's a lie. Nobody likes Top Ramen. Nobody. You might tell yourself that you do, but I don't believe it. Well, what's up, Jim? Welcome in. Good to see you, man. Thanks for being a channel mod. Ed B says, anyone have MCs live on? He's got to have 20K worth of knives on the table. Yeah, he's got some expensive ones. And I think, you know what? I think a lot of people look at that and they're like, he's got to be giving away one of those. They see the Herman, they see, the custom Borka blades, and they're like, oh, he's giving away one of those. Amazing. Turns out he's giving away a, $40 Vosti. Just kidding. Look, giveaways are cool. I love doing them. I want to do a giveaway that doesn't have a whole bunch of random people's second and third and fourth accounts entering. So we will be doing a giveaway here sometime in the near future, before the next knife sale. And I'm trying to get it set up so I can do it on the Discord. That should be fun. I'm looking forward to doing that. Welcome into Ace Paylone. Good to see you, man. Welcome to Steve Sweetie. What's up, Steve? The Pond's in the house. We've got... Oops, excuse me. Greg McCutcheon. What's up, Greg? Welcome in, man. Good to see you. Blind Woo Fury. Good to see you, man. Welcome in. And Fred the Lug in the house. He says, long time so see. I think you mean no see. Man, I've been back for a couple weeks now. I've been back at it like a bad habit because I cannot quit. Right now, if you're looking at my channel going like, what's happening? He's posting like once or twice a week right now. What's going on? Does he just need content? No, I've got a backlog of content to make. Right now, the most difficult thing that's keeping me from posting more frequently, because I was doing between 3 to 6, I was like 3 to 5 videos a week, and now I'm doing like 2, and it's crushing me on the inside because it's all schedule related, right? So we moved, family moved, and now my schedule is all kinds of weird. And so I just need to get that figured out. And once I do, I will be posting more regularly. Something that's throwing me off is that I used to have a wildlife reserve park literally across the street from me. And I would go there because it was fun to go there with my dog and take photos of my knives. You know, I could do two things at once. I'm not the greatest multitasker in the world, but I could take my dog on a walk and get some shots for the content. There's no more wildlife reserve across the street from me. I've got a yard that has a weed problem. There's nothing scenic about it. So I need to explore the area. I need to figure out where's a good outdoor spot in Boise, or at least around Boise, that I can go to take photos. Because otherwise we're just going to get, you know, studio shots. And that's fine too. You know, that's okay. We could do that. But yeah. Jim says MC's winning odds are slightly better than winning power. I haven't entered one of his giveaways in a long time. I've entered many of them and I've never won. Not a once. Welcome to Nick T. Good to see you, man. Let's go. Who's next, Mr. Inball? What's up, Inball? Good to see you. Welcome to Salvo Zen. Says I'm a Maruchan man myself. I like cup and I'll be honest. If I had to pick one, I'd probably pick cup of noodle. That was my go-to in college. But I would get the cup of noodle going, right? I get the water hot in there, and then I just dump in barbecue sauce or hot sauce. So it didn't really matter what the flavor packet was, because it was just going to end up coming out tasting like Tapatio. People are like, oh, add eggs, add this. You are like, you might as well just like lose the ramen at that point and just have whatever, you know, it is that you're adding to it. Ed B says, are Discord mods exempt from the giveaway? No, I'd say anybody that's in the Discord would count. Discord does have giveaway add-ons, so I'm looking into it. I do know, and I have decided that all future giveaways are going to go through the Discord. But there's a number of different ways that can be done through the Discord. So that's what I'm trying to nail down now for the next giveaway. Ace says, all I know is I won knives here, not there. We haven't done the giveaway in a while. And, you know, it's starting to wear on me. It's like, you know what? I really do like doing these giveaways. They're important. It's a great way to give back to the audience that gives so much to me. So giveaways are going to make a comeback here. I'm just trying to figure out the best way to do it, because I don't want some rando with a, you know, like a fourth or fifth account to win. And then I'm like, I don't know if I really want to honor that. You know, like, I've never seen you around these parts. Who are you? But then, you know, if you deny them what they won, you're just a, but if you reward them for it, they'll come back with their 4 or 5 accounts later for the next giveaway, sitting there while everyone else is, you know, doing it right. So I don't know. I know that the Discord giveaway is probably the way forward. Fred says, I was on a road trip for the last 3 weeks before Blade Show. Well, welcome back, man. Sometimes it's good after a long trip to set your feet down, you know, get back to business as usual. Welcome back. Welcome into Sean. What's up, Sean? Good to see you, man. See Kobe in the house. Stonewall, what's up? And he says, hope everyone's had a great Saturday. Yeah, for sure. It's been a decent day. I did some grilling today. One of the greatest things about moving into a house, like, yes, I lost the wildlife reserve that was across the street. I gained a backyard that I can grill in with no HOA. And for those of you out there who know, you know, HOAs are a pain. No HOA, sold. No one can tell me that I can't grill, you know, unless it turns out that I'm really bad at grilling. But I've been figuring it out, okay? We've been grilling a lot. It's been turning out all right. All right, hold on. Hey, shout out to Bluetooth Blades with the $10 super. What?
Keep the change, you filthy animal.
Dude, Blue, thank you so much for your generosity. Says, got something very special on the way. Ooh, I know what you're talking about because you showed a teaser to me on the Instagrams, and I was so jealous, man. It's like I'm happy for people when I see them getting Grail knives, but also there's just the tiniest bit of it's like, oh man, I wish that was me. I wish that was me. Envy purchases. It's a thing. It's okay. You know what made me feel better today was the knife that I carried. I carried this guy. Check this out. Brand new, hot off the press, Spyderco Smock, large pivot version, but now with the custom Kevin Smock contoured scales. Look at that. I know, I need to replace the pocket clip. That's a purchase for another day. I'm tapped. Your boy is tapped because I also recently got this. Another one that also needs a pocket clip replacement. I've spent a lot of money on Spyderco stuff lately. I'm going to need that. I'm going to need that knife sale soon. It's true. It's true. Ed B says, I've won once from Cole. Nice, man. I've entered a lot. I've never won once. All right. Hey, shout out to my man Ian Coates. He's like, I'm more like bottom ramen. Bottom ramen. Isn't that what happens after you eat at Taco Bell? You know what? We're not going to go there. It might be too late. Ian says, is there any way to disable the XP stuff with the chat? Really takes away my interest to be here. If there is, I don't know how to do it. I've mentioned this in previous lives. It's like, it's a beta testing thing. I promise you this, like I don't have time to look into it during this live stream, but I promise you this, Ian, after the live stream, I'll look into it. Because I don't know if people like it or if people dislike it. I ask every live stream, is like, do you guys like this? And I never get a straight answer. Some people do, some people don't. But I will look into it after the live. Pavelski says, just popping in to say hi to everyone. My daughter's grad party guest. Don't want to leave, so I got to go back to hosting. Have fun. Hey, man, thanks for dropping in. Have a great rest of your weekend. We'll catch you on the flip side. All right. Blind Move Fury says, HOA equals suck. Yes, much suck. I am not a fan of HOAs. Like in some places, they're good and they're necessary and they do good things. In other places, they just keep raising the fees and never giving you anything extra. Right? You're like, well, how would that affect you if you're a renter? Well, you know what? You know what happens when HOA fees go up? Rent goes up. That always gets passed on to the renter. Every single time. Every single time. All right. Ian says, might not be around much then. Rolls Live is the only live this BS is on. Look, man, you can join whatever live you like. If I can turn it off, I will turn it off. I don't know how to. That is legitimately it. It's a new feature. So sometimes what happens with YouTube is YouTube will roll out new features and they're like, these channels now have them. And sometimes it's an optional thing, like thumbnail testing, for example. And you could choose to use it or not. In this case, they just put it on the channel. And I don't know what all of that is about, to be honest with you. But I will look into it. You have my word. I'll look into it because it's not a feature that I enabled. It's not something that I'm invested in. But you have my word. I will look into it. Sierra Rick says, Rolls, you still want to give away on who has the best carry? Yeah, that would be cool. That's less of a giveaway and more of like a random competition, right? With a prize. And I think that would be fun. I think that'd be a great way to get some more activity going in the Only Spartans Discord, get some more pocket checks going. The only thing that makes me nervous about doing that is that I know that somebody's going to get upset and say, well, he's playing favorites. Look, that's the only problem, right? Is that how do you avoid the brand of playing favorites? Is it possible? Maybe. All right. Fred the Lug says that smock looks fantastic. Dude, this is so good. Here's the deal. I'm going to be making a review on this, and I got a lot of thoughts on why, if you're going to upgrade the scales for your Spyderco smock, they should be Kevin smock scales. And I've got a lot of reasons why. I'll give you one of those reasons right now. While there are other companies that make great scale replacements for the Spyderco smock, there's something extremely special about getting a set of scales that were custom made, limited in their output. So like, he's only doing so many of these. Like, the next run will be different. The run after that will be different. So they're limited. So it's targeting the collector, right? These scales are contoured titanium and milled, 3D milled and contoured titanium and anodized, $150 from the designer of the knife. Like, this isn't some, Flightanium making scales for this. No, they're custom made by the knife designer. I think that's cool. I think that's really cool. Kevin Smock makes the best Spyderco smock scales there are, and no one can convince me otherwise. Tom Cook, what's up, man? He says, hey, Roll, what is your go-to wire clip replacement? I'll show you. I hope that one day I can get sponsored by this company. And I try. I've reached out to them. I've had people tag them on my Instagram posts. But the truth is that they just ignore me. The one time this company's gotten back to me was when I asked them if they could combine 2 orders into one package. Yeah, it's Rip's Garage Tech. Rip's Garage Tech makes the best wire clip replacement. So, Spyderco wire clip, and you can get it in a couple different options from Rip's Garage Tech. Am I sponsored by them? No. Do I have an affiliate link with them? No. I have spent a lot of money at this website though. Specifically for wire clips, you got a couple options. One of them is $60, and or at least it starts at $60. This is a 3D contoured titanium wire clip replacement. I know it says Spyderco Techno. This will work on any Spyderco wire clip knife. So your Sage 5 lightweight, the Sage 6, it'll work on that. Any of the Spyderco wire clips, this will replace. And you can do some cool stuff. You can get it bead blasted. You can get it custom anodized. You can get it DLC coated. What? DLC coated? Come on. Apocalyptic finish. That's cool. Like, that's super cool. Every time I'm on this site, I always find something new that makes me, inevitably give them my money. But they even have, like, for those of you who recently got in on the last run of the Spyderco Swish buoy, they've got a matching wire clip replacement. So this color, they call it the bluey finish, is specifically to match the ano on the Knife Joy exclusive Swish buoy. There you go. Like, that's cool. That's super cool. Now, if you want something with that, maybe you're not into the contour, right? Personally, I like this. And you can get this in different finishes as well. Like, I've got this one right now on my Sage 5, and I love it. Absolutely love it. I'm thinking about ordering another one to go on my Sage 6 because why not? I like what I like. $60 for this, so that's great. 3D milled 3D milled titanium wire clip replacement. And the real benefit of that is that it's low profile, right? It's not going to be sticking out and causing any weird ergos with your hands. It makes everything more streamlined and more slender. It doesn't really stick out. It sticks out less from the scales than the wire clip. So it brings the whole profile down. I think that it looks good. And if you want it anodized, you can get it anodized too. Like, that's super cool. Look at that. Now, maybe all the colors aren't your thing. I mean, I'm pretty sure you can get you get a DLC as well. Like, Rip's Garage Tech, I'll say this. The one thing that they don't do is they undersell just how good their products are. I'll say that. They undersell how good their products are. If you ask me the best wire clip replacement, hands down, like I like Lynch Northwest too. But hands down, I would go with Rip's Garage Tech each and every time. So if you know somebody that works there, tell them to hit me up. All right. Hold on. Ian says, if you wonder why you see videos change thumbnails, it's A/B testing. Correct. And it used to be that you had to pay for a service called like TubeBuddy, content creators would pay for. And now it's something that's just available through YouTube. But what's weird is the way that YouTube does it is that so you can upload up to 3 thumbnails, right? And what happens is YouTube will show random groups of people different thumbnails. And whichever thumbnail each reaches the longest view time after, I want to say it's like after 48 hours or 72 hours, it just defaults to that thumbnail. That's how it works, because YouTube wants people to stay on channel as long as possible. And I don't necessarily disagree with it. I think that it's cool to be able to do that. As a content creator, I will tell you, I got burned out on it. I tried it there for a couple months, and for some stuff it was great, but for other stuff, not really. And what I found was that the thumbnails that at least I was putting up in that testing were really closely performing to each other. So to me, the question was, why am I spending an extra, hour on another thumbnail if it's not really going to make much of a difference to the viewer? Like I'm talking, one thumbnail would be at like 52% and the other one would be at 48%. That's the extra, 2 to 4%. It's not worth my time. Might be different for other channels though. I probably just wasn't using it well enough, good enough, whatever. Yeah, A/B testing is the thing. I'm not against it. I think that it works great for some people. Didn't really do anything for me though. Ace Paylone says, way to turn off in your YouTube app settings, live chat, turn off leaderboard participation. Thank you. That's great. All right. Fred the Lug says, I missed the Sage 5. It's too late. It's too late, Fred. It's in good hands. I promise you, I'm taking great care of it. You know what? Got my shoe stuck on my I got my shoe stuck on my chair. You know what? I'll just bring it out. All right, this one's for Fred the Lug. Fred sold me his Sage 5, and then I promptly put these Rip's Garage Tech Pyrogrip scales on here, and I think that looks fantastic. Love the Pyrogrip scales. And there's that wire clip replacement clip that I was waxing about. Rex 121. So good. So good. Love this knife. It's got a honored spot in my collection and gets carried all the time. The nice thing is with these scales are actually stone washed. So you can't tell that I carry this all the time because the stone washing does a great job of hiding that. I think it's great. All right. Jim says, Lefty EDC says Rip's Garage Tech are the best. I mean, I'm right there with him. I agree. All right. C. Kobe says, made some awesome kebabs. The best part is that you can use your favorite knife to make food to cook on the grill. The thing, I get kind of weirded out about that for one reason. And it comes down to like pivot oil, right? what do you use to clean your knife? If the lubricants that you use on your knife are not food safe, then you really shouldn't. If you're going to be using your knife for like culinary stuff, or if you know that you're going to be using it to like cut up an apple or something like that, you got to use mineral oil on your knife 100%. Because if it's not food safe, you'll regret that later. Cat Scratch says, I have that same Sage, great laser beam. I love it, man. I do love it. I also love the Para 3. Sean says, did anyone see the stovepipe at Knife Center on sale for $380? I should have snagged it before it got taken. I had an opportunity to get one under $300 and I missed it. Knife Joy had it on sale for their like insiders group and I missed it. That was about a year ago. Fred says, too bad that Rex 121 blade won't work on Sage 6. The mechanism is reversed. Yeah. So the lock bar interface, or where the lock, what he's saying is that the interface, so the cutout geometry is different, because on the Sage 6, in order to get that smock lock button on there, they had to put it basically it's reversed. It's reversed. I don't know why I'm doing this. You can't even see it, but the part where the liner interacts with the tang of the blade is just, it's mirror reversed. So it's unfortunate, but honestly, I gotta say this, like, I haven't done my review on this. This is how you know I'm behind on content. I've had this now for like a week and a half. I haven't done my review on it yet, but I have carried the crap out of it. It feels like a different knife than the Sage 5. And that's not necessarily a bad thing at all. It just feels different. Like it is the same knife. The main difference is that it has the smock button instead of, the traditional compression lock. It's not a bad thing, but it makes it feel different. Maybe it's the double D10. Ryan Johnson, what's up, man? He says, hey, how's it going? Did you make it out to Blade Show? I did not. Blade Show happened right after I moved my family 1,000 miles. And so because I knew that was going to happen, I also knew that I would not have it left in the tank to attend Blade Show. So I didn't. And, even if I had, I was out of PTO for my regular day job. So Blade Show, at least Blade Show in Atlanta, did not happen this year. Blue says, are those Rex 121 scales for the G10 version? Yes. These scales are for the G10 version. Now, something that a lot of people get twisted on these, because these are the Rips Garage Tech Pyrogrip scales, is that Rips Garage Tech has these listed as featherweight. And so a lot of people see that and they assume that it's for the Sage 5 lightweight. It is not. If you have a Sage 5 lightweight, go get some Parsons Bladeworks scales. But if you have the G10 version, the regular G10 version, go to Rips Garage Tech, because they've got it, man. Like, they've got a massive inventory and they're so good at giving you all kinds of options. Like, I'll be honest, this is a boring plain Jane option, but I love it. But you can get these anodized, rough washed, bead blasted. Rips Garage Tech really is highly underrated. And they also do things like contoured fat carbon scales. It's it's a whole rabbit. It's a rabbit hole is what it is. What's up, TC? TC Blades in the house says, almost bought Fred's Sage 5. What's mine now? Thanks, Fred. Thanks again to Fred the Lug for selling me his Sage 5. I put the scales and the clip on there, but this is a Sage 5 that I purchased from Fred the Lug. So Fred, big shout out to you. Thank you again. He was very kind to me in that sale, and I definitely appreciate it. Ryan says, Atlanta was my first Blade show, and I spent like twice my budget. But you left happy, right? That's the thing. You left happy. I would think so. Yeah. All right, guys. You know what? let's go ahead and get into the pocket check. We're going to go to the Only Spartans Discord. If you're wondering how to get to the Only Spartans Discord, got to be a channel member. Channel memberships start as low as 99 cents. And you can find, channel members can find the invite link on the post section of my YouTube channel. Once you're in, you're in. So let's go ahead and see what the Spartans are carrying today. Hold on. I feel like this mic's a little high. All right. Boom. Here it is. The Only Spartans Discord. What did I carry today? I showed it briefly. Spyderco smock with the CQI pivot, also known as the large pivot, and custom contoured and milled Kevin Smock scales. That's what I carry today. What did everybody else carry? Vivelsky, he's got a nice, he's got a nice Saturday lineup. Looks like, he's got the Microtech MSI with the Lex Custom International scales that have been Cerakoted. That's sweet. Sweet. He's got a Spyderco Manix 2. I think that might be... no, that's got to be the regular Manix 2, yeah. With Mettenboss scales and Mettenboss clip. And then he's got a TRM Neutron. I think that's the Neutron and not the Atom. It's hard for me to tell without the pocket clip. Those look like 80s camo carbon fiber scales. And then, of course, the Peachy G9. Hell of a carry. Hell of a carry. Nice. Thanks for sharing. Craig Vincent, he's got the zoom in. He's got the Frenzy. Is that a Cold Steel? I'm not sure. He's got the Swift 3 the Cold Steel 8010, or the Demco 8010. It says right there, but that's got to be the Cold Steel version with the original goat scales, right? I think so. The Ritter Hogue, Spyderco Tenacious, and which one is this? I'm not sure if I'm going to say that right. Is that the Oyabun Tanto? Nice carry, man. Ed B, he's got top. Oh, man. He's got the Concept Cassowary that I sold him with the 80s camo carbon and some top ramen. On a bed of top ramen. How much top ramen did you sacrifice to take that photo, Ed? I know that's not AI. That's a lot of ramen to sacrifice. Or is it? Approximately $3. Because top ramen is cheap, but time is not. I do miss that knife. That was a great knife. The Concept Cassowary with the camo carbon fiber scales. So good. Nick T with the Poikilo Enolis. Look at that crystal titanium scales. I need to get a Poikilo knife on the table this year. David V says, just got these Applied Weapons Tech scales installed today. This Manix 2 will finally start to get the carry time it deserves. Looks good. It looks really good, man. They do a great job of coming up with replacement scales that look classy. Very nice. I dig it. Chainsaw, he's got the Spyderco. I always mess this up. Which one is it? Can I zoom in? Does it say it on the handle scales? Spyderco Enough, right? The Enough. And of course the Swish Buoy, very nice. Jim Miller's got the Kubitalia, the Brother 1510, the Rosecraft 003 by Swags. 003. Nice. And the American Dream in the background. That's what I'm talking about. Very nice. Kubitalia is a great knife too, by the way. I like it. Laid off Pete, he's got the To Your Wrath V1 Sagaiha S90V DLC and the Devo Buzz 20 CV belt satin. We got the puppies. A few dog lovers out there. Those look like some happy mutts. I like it. I like hanging out with my dogs. Very nice. Great photos too. Great shots, Pete. Greg's coming in hot with the scale swap on the Para 3. No more ugly yellow FRN. Look, yellow is not my favorite on G10. Like, yellow is okay in my opinion on carbon fiber, but straight yellow, or like a yellow, like the yellow that Original Goat does, I don't like that. I don't like the yellow Cerakote. I don't like yellow G10 or FRN. For me, I can't do it. But that's a Class C upgrade. Look at that. Well done, Greg. Well done. Let's see, Days. He's got the Oz Machine Company Roosevelt. I think that's the XL too. That's the XL Rosie, isn't it? Damn, that's a good looking knife. I just wish they weren't so expensive. Ace Palone, he says, my 15-year-old Australian Shepherd got locked in the bathroom, the one with the bidet on the toilet. My son forgot he was in there. Long story short, my dog's Long story short, my dog's behind is super clean, and I'm very thankful for our water detectors. Dun, 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 dun. Every time I see this nice Empire, by the way. Man, what a great knife. This one's the Stormtrooper version. That is Cerakoted titanium and carbon fiber with DLC coated blade. And that's Kunwu's DLC. Kunwu's DLC is great. I love that knife. And I love the water detectors with the background story. Thank you for that. Knife Plebe, he says, found some winners at Blade Show this year. Ooh. What is that? What is that? I'm not familiar with that one. It looks great, though. It does look good. Fred the Lug says, this is the Transient 3.2 we made with Jim. Pattern is hyper radial that we added speed holes inside the foci of the hyper radial pattern. We milled it, then blackened it, then remilled it. I know that before you left on your trip, you mentioned that you were working on a knife with a very, very good knife maker. This is what you were talking about, wasn't it? That looks great. But you know, Fred, there are still going to be loads of people who are like, I like it, I just hate speed holes. That looks great. That looks great. It's like radial, what would you call that? Like radial knurling? I got to get a Transient at some point. Like, not borrow one. I want to buy a Transient at some point. He says he's got the GTC reduced Enigma. Gustavo also made this at his direction. He initially did not want to try to make it too technically challenging. We pushed it a bit. Finally, he agreed. It won most innovative custom knife at Blade Show this year. Damn. Oh, it's got the SLT flipper. I see that. The SLT flipper. Crazy grinds on that blade. Look at that. I don't want to imagine how expensive that was. I know that's got to be super expensive. Oh, we got a video too.
Anybody ever have the Nash moon scales? I think Miss Eddie's got those for the lander.
Is that some TKE in the background? I recognize that voice anywhere. That's crazy, man. That is crazy. I love it. Bluetooth Blade's got the Neutron 2 and Les Paul Custom 1974 Ampeg 100 watt amp. Does the amp go to 11? I gotta ask. That's sweet though. Doc Duck, he's got that's the Chavez Sangre. That's the Sangre. right? Right? There's a couple Chavez models that I always get confused with each other. I'm pretty positive that's the Sangre. It's supposed to be pronounced Sangre, right? Somebody's going to correct me in the chat, I know. TC says, Blade Show Grail Run, Grimsmo Norseman, Osrose EXL, both purple Anno, Blanton's for National Bourbon Day. Look at that. Dude, congrats, man. On the Blantons. You know what you got there with those knives. Man, you guys are leveling up your collections in a huge way. Between TC and Fred the Lug, I mean, there's nothing quite like, you know, what is that? Between those four knives, the GTC and the Transient and the Rosie and the Norseman, that's what? I would say we're probably looking at, what, $6 to $8 grand worth of knives right there, just between those four. That's nuts. Absolutely nuts. I would guess between 6 to 8. If you were to value all four. C. Kobe says S30V with applied weapons tech linerless scales and magna cut, soon to have similar scales. S30V though? I'm just kidding. What? Look, I am not the biggest fan of Spyderco's S30V because we pay a premium for it still. I'd be okay with Spyderco's S30V if it was like their cheap option. But they still sell knives in S30V over $200, many times over $250 frequently. That is my problem. People get it twisted. They're like, Rollshambo hates S30V. No. S30V is a great steel. I just don't like the price point on it. I feel like S30V should be below $200. If it is, it's whatever. But S30V over $200 always bothers me. Because there's better steels for the same money. From Spyderco. Knife Pleep says, the Murray Customs Gen 2. Ooh, well, thank you for that. I needed some help. My weekend-addled brain was never going to get that. That's cool, man. I don't have any experience with Murray Customs. What's most important is that it brings you a lot of joy. Those custom knives are cool, though. I really like the way that he's got that swedge over here and that that's a non-concentric hollow grind, right? I think. Fred says that GTC has no screws. A truly screwless design, huh?
Anybody ever have the Nash moon scales? I think Mr. Eddie's got those.
Man, I feel like I'm getting stream sniped by TKE every time I play that video. Look at that. A completely screwless design. That's nice. I like GTC. Gustavo T. Cicchini is one of the greatest custom knife makers of our time. Easily. And he shows it every year. Like every time he shows up to Blade Show, he's winning something. I swear. All right, guys. That is the pocket check for the live stream. Thank you to everyone who participated. And if you want your pocket check to be featured on the live stream, consider joining the Only Spartans Discord. All right. And on that note, we're going to go back and see. Okay. It's the Scapegoat, not the Sangre. That's the one I always get it mixed up with. Just to give you guys some I feel like they're the same knife with different blades. Scapegoat. All right, Scapegoat, right? And Sangre. I always get these mixed up every single time. So that's the Sangre, right? And then you have the Scapegoat. Is it the same knife with a different blade? Is it? The handle scales look identical to me. Same deployment options. Different blades. different blade shapes. Get some belly on the scapegoat. That's cool. They had one with the rocked scales. I mean, it's sold out now, obviously. I always get those two confused every single time. Lone Star says, there is no flex in the Shaman lightweight skills. Preconceived notion drama. Proof was live from Blade Show Atlanta. Is that just for the Shaman lightweight scales? Or are they making that claim for all lightweight scales? That the FRN has no flex? Because I swear I can flex my lightweight Para 3 scales. Ryan Johnson says, yeah, Grimsmo got screwed by customs. They got none of their product for Blade. Yeah. I saw that on Instagram. That sucks, man. Imagine coming in from customs. You're going to Blade Show. This is a big event for your company, right? And you've got all your money tied up at customs. That has got to hurt. But it sounds like they talked to people anyways. They still ran their table. So good on them. Good on Grimsmo. All right. I want to make sure I'm not missing anything. David V, what's up, man? Welcome in. He says, oh, shoot. I was watching MC. A lot of people are. Sierra Rick says, Rolls, TRM is dropping the Neutron 2 frame lock on the 19th on their site. Yeah. I have one. You're talking about the full titanium one, right? Because everyone asked for full titanium. It's so crazy to me because I've done so many videos where I've shown a knife with a carbon fiber show side, and somebody always comments, I just wish there was carbon fiber on the lock side too. And on their first release, that's what they did. They had a carbon fiber show side and a carbon fiber inlay on the clip side. And everyone was like, we want full titanium. You will never make people fully happy, is what I've learned. Frame lock Neutron 2 is great. I love the one that I have. Knife Dope keeps trying to get me to trade it to him. I don't want to let it go. I told him I'm not trying to get rid of this knife. And they keep selling out. I think the general populace loves the Neutron 2 frame lock. I know I do. Fred says, same thing happened to Hog House at Blade Show, Texas. They didn't even bother coming to Atlanta. Damn. It's just a damn shame. It's too bad they can't like pre-check this stuff with customs, like set an appointment and be like, look, we need to get this stuff through. Can we reserve this stuff? Can we set it ahead of time? Like, what do you do if you're a foreign knife company trying to show up to the world's biggest knife show ever? Fred says, Rolls, did you see my message to you earlier in the stream while you were doing the pocket check? I may have missed it. Hold on. Ed B says, TKE has nothing on your ASMR voice roll. Thanks, man. Let me see. Fred says, I have 2 poi kilos out at YouTube reviewers right now. I can ask the last person to send it to you next, probably 2 to 3 weeks from now. Yeah. I don't know how long it's going to take me to get through my backlog. I would love to check them out. Here's the thing. I've got a backlog and a scheduling issue. That's why it's taking me so long to get videos up right now. It's why my upload schedule has been crap for the last couple of weeks since the move. So 2 to 3 weeks from now, hopefully I have that figured out. That'd be great. Just so you know, Fred, I do have a new address. So the old address, I already have people that have screwed up and sent stuff to the old address. So if you do that, just remember I've got a new address now. So the old address that I had is no longer valid. But yeah, I need to check out some poi kilos this year for sure. For sure. Fred says I offered Tepio at Hog House to send them to me a few weeks early and I would just bring them. I think for a company, that's a lot of trust to place. If you know them personally, that's completely different, though. But I imagine that for companies, that would be a lot of trust to place. Sean says, Roll, have you heard any word on when Spyderco will drop their Yojimbo 2 and CPM 15V? They've teased it forever. I haven't. I think that the knives have been made. Like, we know Niagara Specialty Metals is not like, they don't have a backstock of 15V, right? So when a company like Spyderco says we've got these knives coming out, my assumption is that they already bought the metal. The knives are already made and they're just waiting to release them. That's my guess, or it's based on a production schedule. So I'm hoping that these pre-released or these coming soon 15V Spydercos that we've heard so much about, I'm hoping that they are already been accounted for and that they're not just going to be staying in coming soon forever due to an inability to fulfill on the knife steel. So short answer, Sean, I have not heard anything on the Yojimbo 2 15V. I've been waiting on the 15V lightweight Manix 2. I'd like to know when that's going to release. Ed B says, I'm revising my MC's table worth of knives to 30K. He's got some very expensive knives on that table. Bluetooth says custom seems like they are doing it on purpose. Man, that it just bothers me. I hope not. Tiki says, this is the same Rollshambo that outbid me twice on TKL Warren EDC. Shakes fist. I wasn't at Blade Show. If there were bids for him, it wasn't me. It wasn't me. I have a Warren EDC. Love it. Fantastic fixed blade. That one, full disclosure, was sent to me by Melissa Backwoods and TKL to do a review on it. And I thought that was really cool. It's the first time ever partnering with TKL on anything, and it's not going to be the last time I get one of their fixed blades. Lone Star says, head scratcher, Yojimbo material, or Yojimbo Marshall blade with a very low toughness steel. I don't get it. Yojimbo Marshall blade with a low toughness steel. I think that you gotta ask yourself, like, who's buying it, right? Because a lot of operators are not gonna. I don't think a lot of operators spend a ton of money. I could be wrong. Obviously, I'm not an operator, but I think that when it comes to like the more boutique steels, like 15V, like S90V, even M390, I think that for in the field heavy duty work, a lot of operators are probably not the biggest knife collectors, and so they don't know necessarily about all the knife steels. I would assume that you don't get a lot of operators buying, for example, going out of their way to buy something in Van X Super Clean, or Rex 121. I just, for some reason, it does not connect to me, but I know that enthusiasts and collectors might see it differently. So it comes down to your demographic. Who's buying the knife, right? And in that space, I'd be willing to bet that most people that buy that knife are probably not operators, because that's a very small specialized group of people. And the good news is that Yojimbo is a knife that you can get in different blade steels. So if you happen to be an operator and a collector at the same time, you got options. That's the good news. Ryan says, I managed to get my first Rosie XL with the DLC blade, number 777. What? That's cool. That's a cool number to get. A Blaurock BRB4 and a first half-dress Mojave. Damn, people spent tons of money at Blade Show. I wonder how much money gets spent at Blade Show every year. Do they ever tell you that? Do they ever mention that at Blade Show? Like, people, like, there's so many knives have been sold. It's got to be a lot. Fred says MC table is closer to 45K, so you know 3 of the knives are greater than 4,000 on their own. Yeah. It can be difficult to value some of those knives. You have to kind of look at it from a retail perspective, because on the secondary market, those knives could go for a lot more, especially ones that aren't made commonly or frequently or haven't been made in a long time, or like one of one customs. I tried doing it before the live stream. I was on his live stream and I was counting the knives on his table. And after a bit, I just got depressed and decided to get ready for mine. He's got some cool pieces on that table, though. Fred says, too many cash transactions at Blade Show to really get a true number. It's got to be in the millions, right? You'd think? Millions of dollars spent at Blade Show? It's got to be. Sean says, Lynch has some sick skinny scales for the Para 3. I really like the Dark Abyss. Ooh. So, I've never bought scales from Lynch Northwest. I bought pocket clips. I have bought pocket clips. Let's go ahead and check out their scales. I've seen them do more scales recently. Scales. So let's do Para 3. Why not? Okay. Spyderco Para 3 Skinny Samurai Titanium Scale Kit. Those are pretty cool. Pretty cool. Satin. Nice. They're including their clip. Nice. I like their clip. I do. It's not my first choice, though. They make good stuff, but their Spyderco clip specifically is not my first choice. Yeah, I like that. That looks great with the blue to the metallic bronze. That's a nice transition right there. Laser topographic titanium scale kit. $190. I mean, you do get the clip. You get the clip and you get the scales. So, you know, if we're thinking what their clips normally go for 25-ish, 25 to 30 bucks. So 190, that means that they're valuing the scales at 160. What about scales only? Scales only. Legacy scale kits. These are scales they did and then they're gone. That's cool. I like that milling pattern. That's a cool milling pattern. Of course, you know, it's legacy, so they're gone now. 150 bucks for that kit. Yeah. Not bad. I like the milling on those. These are the Fibonacci's. Came in a whole bunch of different colors. Their fade anno on the milling is really cool. They do that on some of their pry bars too. I like that. Yeah. Lynch Northwest, another good company. Ace Palon says, Rollshambo, you are on the Para 3, not the Para 3 lightweight. Not sure if that's different. Are we talking about here? Yeah. So they've got a couple different options, okay? They've got a couple different options. So this is the Para 3 Lightweight Mod 2 Skinny. 190 bucks. Damn. Sold out. Do they have some that are not sold out? Glass blasted? That's cool. A lot of people aren't going to like those speed holes. I'm telling you. People hate the speed holes, but apparently they still sold out anyways. Let's see. For the lightweight. Oh. Let me backtrack that. Okay. For the lightweight, Spyderco Para 3 lightweight, Mod 3 skinny, raindrops, titanium. That's cool. See, I like that. Let me see if I can get that to zoom in a little bit, and I'll clear the message. I like that. It's multiple radial milling patterns, circular milling to make it look like raindrop ripples. That's clean. That's really clean. I like that a lot. And I like that they have a modular clip that matches that. That's really cool. Really very cool. Oh, look at that. Yeah. Especially with the fade anodized milling. Super cool. What? Man, they did a good job on that. Really good job on that. That doesn't look like Anno. That looks like Cerakote. Is it Cerakote? Anodized. It's anodized. It's not Cerakote. That is anodized. It's interesting. It must be like a bead blast and then Anno. Because for some reason to me that just looks like Cerakote. Not that Cerakote's a bad thing. A lot of people actually prefer it. That looks really good. Yeah, no, that looks really good. I like what they did there. I've never seen them do these clips like this, though. Like these mod clips. I've never seen the raindrop milling. That's cool. New clip models. What if I just wanted to buy one of those clips? We'll go over here. Nope, will not let you do it. That's a bummer. Lone Star says speed holes for the ultimate tactical fingernail cleaner. And B says, I just saw my name just before the winner in MC's giveaway. Damn. Sierra Rick says, Rolls, I got the Topo scale kit from Lynch Clips in Thai for my shaman. I love them. Absolutely. Yeah. No, they do good work over there. Welcome into John Tagamori. What's up, man? Dave says, after swapping scales on my Para 3 lightweight, it's not one of my favorite knives again. Yeah. So I've got a video coming up soon, guys, for a Para 3 lightweight scale swap. So for all of you who are seriously getting into these Spyderco Para 3 lightweight, specifically to save money so that you can actually take that additional and get something like a nice titanium scale kit without spending as much as you would to do the same on a G10, keep your eyes peeled because that is coming soon. Ace says, I love speed holes. I go so fast now. My Kaiser Hawk has speed holes on just one side. So one side goes... One side goes... It's kind of like putting a spoiler on a car, right? Sean says, Roll, you broke your rule when you got a second Para 3, even though it was a lightweight. Would you ever get another if it was in a steel you love? I did. I now have... I broke my rule 3 times, okay? Like... I am one of those people that says, don't buy duplicates, right? And then I bought a Spyderco smock. And then I said, don't buy duplicates. And then I bought a Sage 6. Although, I will tell you right now, I do not consider this to be breaking my rule. Because, yes, while it is very, very much... very, very much almost exactly like a Sage 5. It's still a different model, so it doesn't count. Some would say that it does. I recently bought two more Spyderco Para 3s. So I have my first one, the one in S45VN, that I put back on my custom rock scale design scales that Rock Scale did for me custom. Then I've got the Para 3 lightweight in 15V, and I bought a regular G10 Para 3 in 15V recently because I was doing another build, and because 15V is going away, guys. 15V is going away. Buy what you can while you can. That's the advice that I'm giving everybody is if you want it, don't wait, because when you wait, you're going to lose out, and then it's going to be this time next year. People are going to want the 15V and it's not going to be there, and they're going to lament. They're going to lament and be like, oh, I just wish that I had had the opportunity. Don't be that guy. Don't be that guy. I'm telling you right now, there is no more 15V. What's out there is what's out there. Spydercos are going to do their runs, and that's it. And then it's gone. Potentially forever. So when you put it in terms like that, I'm just telling you guys right now, if you want something in 15V, go buy it. Because there is, like, as they say in Zombieland, the world's Twinkie meter is going to empty. Love that movie. Fred says Sage 5 and Sage 6 are different. Yeah. They are different. That's why they're different models. But the blades are very much, like, the blade shape is the same. The handle ergos are the same. The pocket clips are the same. What's different about the Sage 5 and the Sage 6 is the lock. That's it. One is a regular straight compression lock. The other one is a smock compression lock. And the lock face geometry. So it's just the lock face geometry and the button. That's it. Otherwise, they're pretty much the same knife. Second detent. That's the other thing. Lock face geometry and the second detent. I don't know if I want to keep that second detent on my Sage 6. Because look at this. You hit the button, nothing. Nothing happens. You hit the button, nothing happens. You know why they do that on the Spyderco Smock and on the Sage 6? Because they don't want this knife to be classified as a gravity knife. People lose their minds when I say regular button lock knives could be considered gravity knives because when you hit the button, the blade falls free. And in some jurisdictions, that counts as a gravity knife. People don't believe me, but it's true. So at Spyderco Taiwan, they put a second detent ball in here and in the Spyderco Smock as well, so that when you hit the button, it doesn't fall free. Now, I've already removed the second detent from this Spyderco Smock. I removed it on my other Spyderco Smock. I've heard some people say don't do it on the Sage 6. I might do it. I might do it anyways. I did it specifically on my smocks because Kevin Smock told me personally, dude, I didn't design it like that. The first thing I do is I remove it on mine. So I'm like, you know what? If it's not good enough for Kev, it's not good enough for me. Bluetooth Blade says, I only have 315V. I need more. Yeah, dude. Get the 15V while you can, guys. Don't buy something you don't like, obviously. But not only did I break my rule, I broke my rule in a horrendous way. I already had a 15V Para 3, and I bought another one. You'll see why. I've got more Spyderco mod content coming up shortly. Yo, Wicked Dreams, what's up, man? Good to see you. Welcome into Night, Rare Night. It's been a minute. Good to see you, man. Welcome back. Says, how are you all doing? Dude, I've just been acclimating to the new house. I've been really happy about no HOA. I barbecue all the time now. Nobody can tell me that I can't. I'm not worried about the fire hazards. I'll be fine. Mike and Ike CDC, what's up, man? He says, just stopping by to smash that like button. Do it. Bama fan, what's up, dude? Welcome in. And you guys crack me up. What's up, Sterling Stutes? David V says, Roll, you still need my Sage 1 in Maximate. You know what? Maybe I just need to get all of the Sages. I have spent a lot of money on Spydercos recently. I'm just gonna put this out there. Like, and this isn't all of it. Like, there's more. There's more. I don't want to give away the farm because I still need to make the content on it. But yeah. Fred says, what's so special about 15V? There are so many steels out there. That's a very valid question. It's not just that it's 15V. So 15V is a very, very good wear resistant steel on its own. I would say that it's in the top echelon of wear resistant steels for edge retention. What makes Spyderco specifically, Spyderco's 15V specifically special is that they use the Big Brown Bear heat treatment method, and it adds a bit more toughness to the blade steel than what you get out of regular traditional 15V. So what does that mean? It means that in a real world cutting environment, you don't have to take my word for it. It shines really good because it's Achilles heel. Regular 15V's Achilles heel is its toughness or lack thereof. And so with the Big Brown Bear heat treat method that Spyderco uses on their 15V, it adds in more toughness, which means that you have more edge stability, which means that your blade will cut for longer. Pete from Cedric and Ada added it to his cut test data recently, and it's shown so hard, man. It outperformed so many other notable wear resistant steels. It wasn't even funny. Now, its big detractor is that it's not corrosion resistant. But that's fine. You know, just hit it with some mineral oil. But if you want something that is really good for wear resistance and edge retention, the Spyderco 15V is in another league of its own. It's right up there next to Rex 121. But it is going to be easier to sharpen than Rex 121. But you're right. There's so many steels out there. It's just an opportunity to get something before it goes away forever. With that being said, I'm also very happy with S90V. That's what this guy is. S90V Sage 6 Sprint Run. I'm going to remove that second detent. Not before I do my video on it, though. I want it to fall shut. I hit the button and nothing happens. Hit the button on this guy, falls shut because I removed the second detent. Knight says, sorry, Roll, been crazy busy working on my new house. Hey, I'm not the only one with the new house. Congrats. Ryan Johnson says, did you see Original Goat is doing bearing mods to Spyderco? No, I did not see that. That's super cool, though. John says, I'd rather have a REK reblade on my Spyderco. Sure. The hard part with that is that is super expensive and they are limited spots. I would love to have an REK reblade as well. Blue says BBB treatment is triple cryo treatment, I think. From what I understand is that the Sean Houston treatment, the Big Brown Bear treatment, is going to add in more toughness. Bluetooth Blade says, I would like to check out the Maximate steel. Maximate is another super wear resistant steel. Maximate's big detractor, just like with 15V, not a whole lot of toughness. Sterling says, love my Crewwear smock, blasted. Yeah, this is a Crewwear smock. This guy right here. This was the Shadow smock. Now it's the... I don't know what to call this now. I need to replace the clip. That clip is bugging me. Replace the scales. Now I need to do the clip. I might also do a zirconium backspacer on this guy. That would look cool. Hit up Mettenboss. Why not? Sean says, have you seen the Wii Epaulette in the gray finish? I think it's really cool. I'm surprised we don't see more knives with that finish. With the gray finish. You know what? Let's look it up. I have seen it, but I don't know if I've seen it in that finish. All right. The Epaulette. Is this the gray finish? Is this what we're talking about? Diamond pattern polished gray titanium handle. What? That does look kind of crazy, man. I love diamond pattern milling. Diamond pattern milling is one of my favorites. That blade shape is wild. It's like a trailing point sheep's foot with a big belly. What do you call that? That's a wild blade shape. I'm with you on the handle scale finish though. How much do they want for it? $300. It's not bad for Wii actually. What other finishes do they have? Diamond pattern, bead blasted, polished. Yeah. Yep. That black is pretty cool. With the bronze accents. Yeah. $276. I'm not the biggest fan of their flamed titanium. I feel like it takes away. But yeah, no, I'm with you. The gray finish on the Wii epaulette. I'm probably mispronouncing that. It looks the best. That's the best finish they offer this knife model, and that's great. Bluetooth Blade says, sorry, not Maximate. The Magnamax is what I meant. Yeah. I wonder who's going to do Magnamax. I'll admit I have not looked into Magnamax. I've been waiting for more information to come out on it before I binge watch all the information out there on Magnamax. But I've seen some cut tests, and it's been very, very impressive. So hopefully we start seeing more knives with it soon. Craig Vincent, what's up, man? He says, I bought my first knife in Crewware today, a fixie from Edgy. Can't wait. Ooh, congratulations, man. Crewware is a great steal. I love Crewware. Ace Paylone says, are you saying that they are using raisins as bearings? Would Rolls buy a Spyderco with the raisins bearing mod? What's up, Neil? Good to see you, man. He says, I'm dying to get something in Magnamax. Sign me up, dude. Sign me up. Sign me up. I want to try it. I really want to try it. Fred says, if I got a pair of 3, it would only be if I got Rip's tie scale and REK front flipper elliptic blade hole reblade. All right, so we've mentioned the REK reblades. For anyone tuning in that doesn't know REK, I got to show it, okay? So we'll go ahead and pull it up. Rec Knives. I think it's recknives.com. Yeah, it is. Okay. So Rec Knives reblades. These are really expensive reblades. So for example, here's a benchmade reblade, blade only, $400. Okay? So we're not talking about a whole knife here. We're talking about just the blade. To reblade just the blade is $400. This is custom work. Ooh, this is interesting information. Here's a note on his site. He says, I have had some major tolerance spec issues with a few aftermarket scale companies consistently. Therefore, the ones on the below list will no longer work on reblade builds. Rip's Garage Tech and Mettenboss. Damn.
Epic fail.
What do you mean? What do you mean? The blade geometry should match. Because I know that Mettenboss and RGT both do a really good job matching up those scales to the stock blades. I'm not a knife blade maker. That's beyond me. But anyways, check this out. This is the Rips, these are the REK Para 3 reblades. And they are gorgeous. There's something about this blade shape that looks just fantastic. You've got that really nice satin hollow grind, big old nice swedge here at the top. It's a Tanto swedge. Is that a thing? No, but it is now. I love that. That it's a super aggressive but also utilitarian blade shape. They're gorgeous. It's gorgeous. And it also looks like it functions exceedingly well. Look at how far away from the plunge grind that edge termination is. You got miles of distance. You're never going to run out of blade on that. So when people are like, I want an REK reblade, that's why. Do know those reblades themselves, just the blade costs $400. add in your scales and hope that they, work. Hopefully. That would suck, right? You go to Met and Boss, you're like, oh, give me these nice zirconium scales. You spend $250 on the scales, and all of a sudden it just doesn't work. That would suck. Fred says Spyderco reblades are higher than 700. They also have 5 blade types for PM2, but only 1 for Para 3, but they are coming out with another one soon. Nice. Says not 400 for benchmade reblades and 700 for Spyderco reblades. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. I mean, you're essentially getting a custom blade, and I get that. I really do. It's just a lot for just the blade, right? My problem is that if I did get a Rec reblade for the Para 3, I would immediately go over to RG Custom Metalworks and throw it on a set of $400 scales. And then you would have, $700 blade, $400 scales. You would have basically a $1,100 to $1,200 knife, Frankenstein at that point. They have a waiting list, so the price is still selling. Yeah. Oh, I'm not shocked. The guy's been in business for a minute. Says, nice, Rollshambo. Those scales are sweet. Yeah. I mean, in the meantime, Spyderco Smock, Kevin Smock makes these contoured titanium scales, $150. Something that I noticed, and I don't know what it is, the action on the new Smock with the big pivot feels snappier on the detent than on the original Smock. It's a snappier action. Did anyone else witness that who has both an old school Smock and a new school Smock? The new ones are crisper on the detent. Snappier action, faster over the detent ball. John says the Rec Shaman looks sick. Yeah, it does. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and call it there. We're going to call it there. Thank you to absolutely everyone who showed out tonight, even though there was another huge channel doing a giveaway. I know it's tough, but I appreciate each and every one of you. Do know that we are going to have another live stream this Wednesday at 8 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. I am going to spend a little bit of time seeing if I can turn off the community leaderboard. If that's a feature that I can turn off, and if it is, I'll turn it off. And I'll turn it back on if people complain about it being turned off. It's really not that big of a deal to me, but I will look into it because I know some of you guys just don't like it. But know that I will look into it. So, if you want to hang out and chat, you can find me on the Only Spartans Discord. Before we go, Henry G sneaking in a $2 super. He says, love my new Spock. Another $2 super. Dude, well, congrats on the new Smock. I got to say, since this came in, the new Smock has been getting more carry time than my old Smock. Hands down. Am I going to sell my old Smock? No. Anyways, Henry G, thank you for the $2 super, the multiple $2 supers. I definitely appreciate it. Guys, that's going to do it for us. If you want to hang out and chat, hit me up on the Only Spartans Discord. For those of you there, I'll see you soon. And for everybody else, we'll see you later. Have a good weekend.